My MasterChef buddy Danny Venn is joining me in the kitchen to make something I've always wanted to learn, roti. And I remember on this season of MasterChef, you were fantastic, by the way. You made roti and you won.
That's right. This is such a great recipe. Yeah. Every single time I pull this out for a dinner party, everyone is like, oh my God, what is that bread? It's actually really, really simple. It's made with flour, egg, water, some salt. How easy?
Yeah. I love the sound of this. Let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to go with 500 grams of 00 flour.
Okay.
Now, I like to use the 00 flour. It's a little bit like lighter and finer. It's the same flour you'd use with pasta. You could also use plain flour as well. It will work, but this just gives it just a really nice texture. Okay. I've got 1 egg here.
Yep.
And a cup of water. You can add that one in if you like.
Doesn't have to be warm, cold, just standard. Yeah, just a cup of water.
From the tap. That's fine.
From the tap.
From the tap. Don't worry about it. You don't have to go all fancy.
Pinch of salt?
Yes, a good amount of salt.
Okay.
And you can pop the egg in there.
Okay.
And then we want to knead this dough.
Okay, well, I've got the kneading attachment.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Okay, we'll get this on and we'll knead it for a couple of minutes.
Now just keep an eye on your dough. If it looks like it needs a little bit more liquid to come together, just add in a splash.
Okay. Say when.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. All right, Danny, how's that looking?
That looks great. So just test it by giving it a little push. If it bounces back, which it is, that's ready.
Oh, too easy. I'll take that out.
Fabulous.
Feels great.
I know, how good does it feel? Oh, so nice. So at this point, I divide it into little balls like that and then give it a little bit more of a knead to bring it back together.
Something so therapeutic about making your own bread at home. And for me, this is exciting because I've never made roti ever.
Well, I've never made ratatouille, and I know that you are a big fan of ratatouille.
We were talking about that before.
So you've got to give me a ratatouille lesson
Exactly.
Okay, so at this point, this is where it can get a little bit different because not a lot of bread recipes call for so much oil, but this is where you're going to get this incredible flaky texture from. So you've got to find a nice big bowl with a wide base. We don't want to overcrowd the bowl, so that's perfect. Thank you. And then at this point, we're going to soak them in vegetable oil. I know it sounds full on, but this is not an everyday food. We're going to be having this on special occasions. So we just want to pour that oil over.
That's what is so special about roti. It's that glossy, greasy, crispy, flaky effect that we're wanting. And the only thing that's going to work is lots of butter or lots of oil.
Yeah, that's right. It needs this fattiness for the texture that we want to achieve. And with this bread, the best thing you can do is just let it rest, let it sit and soak for a good few hours because it will be much easier to roll out.
Okay.
All right, Jozzy, this is the fun bit. We get to roll out the roti.
Yes.
Now, you want to get this oil and really get...
My board!
I'm sorry. This has to be done. The more oil, the easier it is.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. Now, I am not a roti master. I must say, I can make great roti, but I'm not like the people that have been making roti on the streets of Bangkok.
Stop being so humble. She makes fantastic roti.
But I'm not. They can sort of flip it out and do all these fancy tricks. This is how I do it in my home kitchen, and it works out great every time.
This is incredible.
Yeah, you can see that all you're doing is just pushing that dough out, and you're creating this almost glass-like consistency. And you can see these little holes.
Yeah, so this is what I was worried about making it at home, the holes, because a lot of recipes say be really careful, don't make any holes.
No, I don't think so at all. I like the holes because I think it gives it more texture. So you can see here that the dough's a little bit thicker on the side, but it's like thinner here and thicker here, which is great because you get chewy parts, you get crispy parts.
This is so cool, Danny. I love it.
Okay, and so what I do, as best as you can, roll it out like this, and then I fold it onto itself like this, and I try and create a rectangle.
Okay. So this is the stage if you wanted to put a filling, you would put it now?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. As you can see, we've already got quite a few layers. If you layer it too many times, it might be slightly undercooked in the centre.
Gotcha.
So I sort of fold it over and fold it over again.
Yep.
And let's cook it like this.
So that's the perfect size because I got quite a large crepe pan, which is perfect to cook this because it has quite narrow sides, so it's going to be easy to flip.
Wonderful.
Let's get cooking.
Okay, so I'm going to get this heat on this pan. That looks great.
Yep.
Can I have some oil, please? That bread is going to soak up some of the oil as it cooks, and we want it nice and crispy and golden.
Like you said, it's not an everyday thing. It's a delicious side to have with a great curry, and why not? Once a week.
No, this is like, you know, if you've got friends coming over for a curry night, a dinner party, you want to impress them. And, you know, when you go to the effort of making your own roti bread, this is the recipe you want to go to.
Nice one. Well, that looks nice and hot.
Okay, let's go for it.
Oh, there's a sizzle. There's
That's
bubbles.
perfect. So you can almost see that the edges are almost sort of shallow frying there, so they're going to get nice and crispy.
Yum!
And it's going to puff up. You can see the...
Yeah, look at that. Well, while that one cooks, we're going to give it a few minutes until it's golden, and then we just flip it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Are you going to have a go?
I'm going to have a go too.
Love it.
All right, let's do it. More oil. How's that, Denny?
That's looking great.
Not as good as yours, though.
Perfect. And this is starting to look really nice and golden. You can check underneath. Oh, look at that.
That is...
Shall we flip it over?
Yeah, let's flip that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yum.
I told you she was a professional roti maker. Look at that.
Yum.
The layers blistered.
Yep. That's it.
So impressed, Danny. All right, let's get that one out. And got to cook this one too. One each.
Totally. Yes, for sure. This looks so good. All right, if you could pop that onto the bench for me.
Can do.
And I'll put some fresh paper towel down. Now, I like to season this while it's nice and hot.
Okay.
Plenty of these crunchy salt flakes are
Yes.
perfect. You just need a little bit of texture in there. And it will soak up all the seasoning, and then we'll chop this one up. Okay. And turn this off.
I'm waiting to hear the crunch.
Yum. So I chop it into triangles, but you can chop it however you like. Like that, so you see, oh.
Look at those layers. Those layers look so good. I've been quite intimidated to make roti at home because I've always felt that it's quite difficult to do and there's a lot of processes. But
look, once you nail this recipe, and it doesn't take long to do that, like, you can just pull this out. Like, you're never going to be disappointed in this roti bread, I tell you what.
that is just...
Yeah, that's
fluffy.
perfect. That's perfect. And you're just getting, like, this part here, ooh, chewy. This part here, crispy. Yum.
Enough talking, Danny. Let's just eat.
Okay.
Oh,
It's good.
so good. No, it's really, really good. All we need now is a little bit of curry to dip it in.
We need to dunk, don't
But
we?
really, I'm quite satisfied right here. Thank you so much for showing me how to make that. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. I'm really excited. This is going to become a part of your recipe repertoire.
100%.